guy that is trailing him, Al Unser Jr., with just 2 laps to go. That's when he began to make his move at Michigan to try and take over that front spot from Darrell Waltrip, and he did it. So Bodine had better contend with Unser.
Well, if Geoff Bodine does go on, as it now seems likely that he will, to win this championship in his rookie year, he will become only the 4th driver ever to do that in the long IROC history. Mark Donohue, Harry Gant, Al Unser Jr. all achieved that. Geoff Bodine, very good company.
Geoff Bodine talked about the fact that when he won Daytona in the Daytona 500, it was an emotional moment because he had to remember all of the people that helped him get here, or get there. I would think that this afternoon, if he wins the International Race of Champions on his so-called hometown track, in front of the hometown crowd, it may be an emotional moment in victory lane as well, as he gets an opportunity to remember the short track drivers from across this area that have helped him become a superstar in NASCAR and now in international racing competition. He leads Al Unser Jr. as they go down the backstretch into the area that they call here at the Speedway the Loop, a sweeping right-hand turn that gets you set up for the run to the front of this course and to the start-finish line to take the white flag.
Watkins Glen has always been thought of as sports car country, and the legends of sports car drivers and their machines have been identified with Watkins Glen. It's kind of neat to see a man from short track racing, has 1 lap now to go, beating one of the great road racing drivers of the day.
And did you see the enthusiasm from the crowd as they let up a cheer? Geoff Bodine, their hometown favorite, looks as if he may win the International Race of Champions. He started 5th at Daytona, passed Bill Elliott at the halfway mark, and on lap 20, he took the lead to score his first International Race of Championship victory. Came back to Mid-Ohio and started 12th. Used some early race moves and spins of others to finish in the 12th position. Then at Michigan, he started last, and he used the draft to effectively work his way to the front and tried to challenge this man, Al Unser Jr., for the win. He couldn't. He finished 3rd. But this afternoon, he has taken command at the drop of the green flag and has never relinquished it. Al Unser Jr. is going to have to be content with finishing 2nd, because this afternoon, it's all going to be Geoff Bodine in the orange car, circling this racetrack for the final time. 37 years old, now calls Julian, North Carolina, his home. He is coming to the start-finish line, getting set to take the accolades of this massive crowd that's in attendance this afternoon. Sam, he's going to do it.
2 turns left to go, Jack. Now just 1. And Al Unser Jr. has been unable to close that gap and stayed the same throughout the whole race.
The checkered bunting is unfurled, and Geoff Bodine will win the International Race of Champions. The victory here at Watkins Glen and the Series Championship belong to Geoff Bodine from Chamonix, New York, now calling Julian, North Carolina, his home. Well, he's done it. He did exactly what he had to do. Get out to the front, not get past.
He was lucky on that first turn. Nothing happened. Nobody hit him from behind. But he then backed that up with immense skill, because to have Al Unser Jr. breathing down your neck like that for the entire race distance and to hold him off and never make a mistake. Neither of these leaders made any mistakes at all.
But Sam, that's the mark of a true champion, one who can capitalize on something like that start and gain an advantage and carry it right to the checkered flag. So Bodine wins. Ray Hall held off through it in the battle for 3rd, and we'll be back to meet the newest IROC champion.
Door on Earnhardt's car has some rather significant damage to it.
Earnhardt has gone the entire distance. Less than 2 laps to go now for Geoff Bodine, whose best finish in 1996 was a 3rd at Pocono. He's about to register win number 18 in his career if he can hold it together for another lap and a half, and if he can stay ahead of Terry Labonte for that long. And Jeff Gordon just passed the 18 car and moved into 4th.
Jeff Gordon got a real break early. He made some contact with his teammate Terry Labonte, had knocked his tire, the fender on the car. They had to stop. They got a caution flag, gave him a stop, knocked that fender out. So now he's back up to 4th spot. So here comes Geoff Bodine off turn 11 for the start-finish line.
And they're now showing the white flag. 1 more lap to go. 2.4 miles for Geoff Bodine, whose best finish here previous to today was a 2nd in 1990. There is Schrader who led this race for quite a while. Geoff passed him. Schrader stays out there, but has fallen all the way back to the last car on the lead lap, 25th spot.
As a matter of fact, Geoff Bodine just lapped him, but he will still be 25th. Now 24 cars in the lead lap.
What a victory this is going to be for Geoff Bodine.
Man, I'm telling you, look, he's waving to the crowd as he goes by. Ned, is he going to wave to you, Ned?
He probably will. He feels good out there. He's got himself a pretty good little lead, but he needs to keep his eye on the road and be very careful as he goes through all of these turns. But he's got everything under control.
Ned, I think we need to not only salute the driving ability of Geoff Bodine, but also the strategy that they played out in this race. That was just as much a factor as anything.
Oh, it was the key factor. I don't think there's any question about that. That was a very, very smart move, the way they did it. Stayed out there and then made a green flag pit stop. Carson came out, everybody else came in, and he was up towards the front. And as a result, he had the car to stay up front and heading towards you and victory.
And here is Geoff Bodine coming off corner number 11 and getting the checkered flag. He wins the Bud at the Glen. Terry Labonte is second, followed by Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, and Dale Earnhardt.
See Michael Walker coming across in the 7th spot.
Good run.
Eddie Wood told me this morning he'd die for a top 10. Eddie, you got it, buddy.
Here comes a mess off the corner.
Dallenbach and Morgan Shepherd and look like Nemechek's got 8th spot, Morgan Shepherd 9th, and Wally Dallenbach in 10th. And there is one, folks, trust me, there is one happy guy.
We've seen Paul Andrews pull off the same kind of strategy when he was working with Alan Kulwicki, the late Alan Kulwicki. And it's good to see Geoff Bodine and the team celebrating the victory at his hometown track here this afternoon.